Hello. Sorry, I'm running a little behind. Love when things are all back to back on a day, but I'm here. So welcome to Abs and Core. Today we're going to do a few different movements, working on our whole pillar. And we do if you have a set of dumbbells, go ahead and grab them because we're going to use them to kind of engage our core a little bit more. But if you don't have any, no worries, you can do it without the dumbbells. But I'll go ahead. We're going to do 3 rounds, 40 seconds of work, 20 seconds of transition time, and then we'll do a little bit of extra mobility and stretching at the end. So I'll go ahead and get started with the demos here. So we're going to start off. So this first one is what we're going to use the dumbbells for, and it's going to be our dead bug with a core assist. So what that means is we're going to hold the dumbbells right above our shoulders, and then knees are going to be right above the hips. I almost said below. And then one leg at a time, we're going to extend, pressing the belly button into the ground, carefully bring back to center, and then down again and back to center. So by having these dumbbells, it's going to help us stabilize through the core a little bit more. So that's where we're going to get more engagement if we use the dumbbells there. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do some side planks here. So we're going to do all on one side and all on the other side. So we're going to be on our elbow and on our feet here. And we're going to take our other opposite hand. So I'm on my left hand. This is my right hand. We're going to reach through under our side and then come back up to that starting position. So we're going to rotate, grab behind, and open up. So we're going to do that again, all on one side. And then we're going to move over all to the other side, doing the same thing. So I'm now on my right arm. So my left arm is going to come up, reach under through, and back up, and then again under through and back up. And then after that, we're going to move on to our backs, and we're going to do a glute bridge march first. So we're going to hold at the top, keeping our butt pulled towards our belly button so our core is nice and tight. One leg at a time, we're going to come up and then back down. So it's just like we're marching. We're keeping our hips nice and level here, keeping one side. So when my right knee goes up, my left glute is active there. So that is the fourth thing we're going to do. And then finally, to round out the circuit, goodness, I cannot think right now. We're going to drive those heels into the ground, and we're going to hold that glute bridge at the top. So really important to keep that core engaged. We have our glutes firing here, and we're keeping that pelvis tucked so we don't have an arch in our back here. So that's going to help us work on our core and our pillar again as a whole. So pillar is going to be shoulders, hips, and torso. So that is going to be our circuit for today. So we are going to go through that 3 times. And then, like I said, we'll do a little bit of stretching and mobility work at the end. So we're probably going to spend a lot of time in our Shin Box position here. But we're going to go ahead and get a little bit warmed up here. So kind of like what we did the other day, we're going to do some quadruped rocking here. So on our hands and knees, we're going to take those knees a little bit wider than hip width. We're going to keep our pelvis tucked. So bring that butt towards the belly button so our back is nice and flat. So what we can do actually first, let's do a little bit of cat-cow here to find our neutral spine. So we're going to go ahead and take a nice big deep breath, push those shoulders up towards the ceiling. And then we'll go ahead and switch over, dipping our pelvis and looking up towards the ceiling. So we got a nice valley here, and we're inhaling. And then we're going to exhale into our cat here. So we're exaggerating both sides of the spine. We're going to go ahead and do one more. So we're going to inhale, come up, and exhale, pushing down. And now that we've gone both directions, we're going to find that neutral spine here. So we're not making a valley, we're not making a peak, we've got nice and neutral. So once we found that neutral spine, we're going to go ahead and rock back, bring the glutes to the heels. and then come up back to center. So we're still activating our core, keeping everything nice and tight, not letting our pelvis move so that core is engaged, locked, and loaded. We're going to go ahead and do one more here. So wherever we're at, this is going to be our last one. Great job. All right. Next up, we're going to do a little bit of rotation because we're going to do those reach through and grabs here with our side planks. So I'm going to take my right arm. I'm going to inhale, reach through. Exhale, open up. And inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. And one more inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. And back to center. And then we got the left arm, inhale, reach through. Exhale, open up. And inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. And last one, inhale, reach through. And exhale, open up. All right. And I think we're going to be good to go after that little warm up. So I'm going to go ahead and get the timer started. We're going to work for 40 seconds, transition for 20. We're going to go through that 3 times here. Getting ready in 3, 2, 1, and go. So we got both our dumbbells here. And our knees above the hips. One leg down, coming back in. And then the other leg. Keeping that belly button pressed into the ground. Exhaling as we come up. Really making sure our knees are directly over the hips. We don't want those knees up. That's going to take our core out of the movement. So keeping those knees directly above the hips. Keep that low back into the ground. Push the belly button into the ground. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, we're getting ready for our side planks next. So we're going to be reaching under and coming on up. So I'm going to start on my right. That's my left hand, everyone. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take right arm, reach through, come up, making sure that elbow is directly below the shoulder. So we're reaching, getting that rotation, coming up. So act like you're grabbing something behind you. You're going to throw it away. Grab it, throw away. Getting that rotation in. We're working on our core here. We're getting a little bit of shoulder work with the plank. You can even be up on your hand if that's a little bit more comfortable, but I find that a little bit harder to rotate through. So we're going to stay on the elbow. 3, 2, 1. All right. So we're going to go ahead, do that same thing on the other side. Move my dumbbells over here. Moving over to the right side. Same thing, reaching under, throwing away. 3, 2, 1. So on the elbow, keeping that elbow under the shoulders. We don't want to be out here. Want it nice and tucked to protect our shoulder joints. We're grabbing behind us, throwing away. So grab, rotate, throw away. The best analogy I can come up with. I don't know about anyone else, but I can't stay up as well on this side as I can on the other side. So if you're having trouble like me, you don't have to stack your feet. You can go ahead and place them next to each other on the ground. I'm struggling with this. 3, 2, 1. I guess my core is still sore from exercise with exos earlier today, because if you know me, I don't like training core. All right, we got glute bridge marches coming up next. 3, 2, 1. So push those hips up towards the ceiling. One leg at a time, come up. back down, making sure that our butt is towards the belly button. We're keeping everything nice and tight by keeping our core tight. So you can either crush that apple right here or act like someone's going to punch you in the stomach. Really brace through the core. Exhale, drive up. So we're using our core to bring the knee up, just like with dead bugs. We shouldn't feel this in our hip flexors. And if we do, they might be too tight. So come to a stretch break, or 3, 2, 1. Or the core is just not firing properly right now. So we really need to engage the core, really hold on nice and tight, like someone's gonna punch you. All right, we're gonna hold that glute bridge at the top. 3, 2, 1. So on this one, by staying at the top, we really need to engage that core, keep the pelvis tucked so our back is not arching. So we shouldn't be here with our belly button should not be up towards the ceiling. We shouldn't have an arch in our back. We want to tuck that pelvis, really keep those heels planted. We're squeezing through the glutes. Make sure your glutes are firing. You can always put your hands on your butt, make sure it's working. You can press on your core, really activate it here. Great job. We are almost there. 3, 2, 1, and relax here. All right. Round 1 is done. We're going to do that 2 more times through, and then we'll do some mobility work, working on the hips and our spine. 3, 2, 1. We got our dead bugs first again. So knees above the hips. Extend. Exhale, come up. Great job. Really exhale as we come up. Use the core. Try not to use those hip flexors. We're definitely going to be stretching those out after we're done with this circuit here. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we have our side plank reaches, reach throughs, whatever you would like to call them. So we're on the elbow, on the feet. Keep that elbow under the shoulders. We don't want it out, we want it in. 3, 2, 1. So we're going to take that opposite arm, we're going to reach through, grab behind us, throw it away. So reach through, behind, exhale, throw away. So we're getting that rotation. So that's why we warmed up with that rotation exercise. It's always good to warm up the spine before we rotate because we don't get a whole lot of rotation throughout the day when we're sitting in our desks. Great job. We're almost there. Get a few more in here. 3, 2, 1. All right. I'm gonna do that same thing on the other side. Get some water. All right. I'm getting ready on this side. 3, 2, 1. So on our feet and elbow, reach through, open up. I used to do these during softball. My friend always used to say, act like you're grabbing garbage behind you, you're throwing it away. That's why I think that's a good analogy. So you're picking the garbage up behind you, throw it away. Make sure we're still breathing. Really feeling this one in the side today, which is great. I like these better than the hip dips. 3, 2, 1. All right. We're getting ready. On our backs, we have glute bridge marches. And then we're going to hold. 3, 2, 1. All right. So tuck that pelvis, lock it in with the core, hips up to the ceiling, one knee at a time. This does not have to be a quick movement. I would rather us go through slowly with the proper intent as we use the core, keeping everything nice and tight. So act like someone's gonna punch you, or you got an apple here, crush that apple as we bring the knee up. 3, 2, 1. All right, nice job, nice job. We're gonna hold that glute bridge at the top, and then we're gonna go through that whole thing one more time. And then we're gonna stretch, get that mobility going. 3, 2, 1. So keep that pelvis tucked, drive the whole foot. So heel big to little toe, but really focusing on the heels. That's what's gonna help us activate those glutes. Our core is being squeezed nice and tight, making sure that our pelvis is tucked. So butt to the belly button. Try and keep those hips in line with the knees and the shoulders. We want one straight line, shoulders, hips to knees. We're really working on our pillar here with the hips and our torso. Great job. It's really gonna help us get stronger. 3, 2, 1. All right, go ahead and lower those hips to the ground. Train glutes this morning, so I'm feeling it in my butt. All right, last round coming on up. We got our dead bugs. 3, 2, 1. Hands above our shoulders. One leg goes down. Exhale, come up. I love dead bugs because it really does work on the whole pillar. And right now, with us holding these dumbbells over our shoulders, really gonna help us activate those shoulders a little bit, get a little bit of shoulder stability work in, which is great. Exhaling as we come back to center, really gonna help us activate that core, keep that apple crushed. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are done with our dumbbells. If you didn't have dumbbells, you would have just gone like that, like a normal dead bug. Probably should have mentioned that in the first round. My bad, y'all. All right, side plank reach throughs here. 3, 2, 1. All right, on our elbow and feet, we're going to grab the garbage, throw it away. Want to keep breathing. Really reach as far as we can behind us. It does help if you watch your hand. So for that time, I almost fell on my face. This one's also given us some shoulder stability. I'm feeling it definitely in my lats here, which is the muscle that goes all the way from the hip on the side of that armpit and attaches in the front. 3, 2, 1. Our lats are actually one of the larger muscle groups in our body. It does cover so much from the back all the way to the side, up, over, and around those shoulders. All right, getting ready on the other side. 3, 2, 1. Last one of these. Can't say I'm upset. I love training shoulders. My shoulders are always the most sore part of my body. This is a little tough today, but it's good. We're getting our core work in. Great job. We don't have to move fast through anything we do in this class or any of my classes unless we're doing something actually that needs to be done fast. We want to feel these correctly. Twist through the core. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back on our backs. We got 2 more to go. And then we're going to do a little bit of stretching here. We're definitely going to stay on the ground for that, so we don't need to stand up. All right. Glute bridge marches. 3, 2, 1. So really push those hips up towards the ceiling. Keep that core nice and tight. Exhale, bring one leg up at a time. Really use the core. We're moving with intent, with a purpose. So keep those glutes squeezed, but towards the belly button. So we're locked and loaded, nice and flat in that bow. We don't want any curved spines here. Really focusing on driving through the core. 3, 2, 1. All right, last part of the circuit. We have our glute bridge hold. All right, we're getting ready. We're tucking up pelvis. 3, 2, 1. Push those hips towards the ceiling. Really dig those heels into the ground. Make sure your glutes are firing. You can always grab them, touch them. Make sure your glute muscles are turned on. Keep breathing. Keep that core engaged. We got everything locked and loaded. Great job. We're almost there. Keep going. Keep everything nice and tight. Focus on the breath. My legs are shaking. 3, 2, 1. And that is going to be the end of our circuit. So go ahead and grab a sip of water if you need it. And we're going to make our way into our shin box position. So for that, I'm going to have my front leg is my left leg. We got a 90-degree angle in our hip and the knee. Back leg, 90-degree angle in the hip and knee as well. So we're got that going for us. We can go ahead and get situated here. This side might be really tight. I know this hip is my bad hip, so this does not feel so good for me. So it usually takes me a second to get adjusted. My internal rotation, which is this angle, not good, not good. Don't recommend playing a sport for 17 years. Overuse repetitive motions. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some reach throughs here, really work on that rotation through the spine while we're opening up our hips. So I'm going to take my left arm, plant it next to my left side here. We're going to inhale to prepare. On the exhale, that right arm is going to reach through. We're going to follow it with our eyes. And then we're going to come back to center. So we're going to do that a few times. So we're taking an inhale and we're going to exhale, reaching through. Back to center. We're going to go ahead and do that 2 more times. So inhale and exhale. And back to center. And last one here, nice big inhale and exhale. And back to center. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to stay on this side here. We're going to do some leaning each way, and then we're going to switch over to the other side. And I think that's going to be all we're going to have time for here. So arms out to the side. We're going to bring our chest to the front leg. Keep that core nice and tight. And then we're going to open up towards that back leg. So try and get as straight as we can with our torso completely rotated nice and tall, and back to center. So we're going to do that 3 more times here. So we're going to lean down. Keep that core tight. I just got a cramp in my back glute. Okay, great. And now we're going to open up. And then back center. 2 more. Coming to the front. And opening up. It's going to help me with that rotation on this side. All right, last one here, coming down forward. Keeping our knees and ankles on the ground. And opening up. And center. Awesome job, y'all. We're going to go ahead and go to the other side here. So my right leg is going to come in front. My left leg behind. And this side feels way better for me. So I hope that both of your sides feel like this side does for me and that you don't have a tough side. So once we're situated, we're feeling a little bit more comfortable here. We want to make sure that our hips and our glutes, everything is staying nice and loose here while we're working through this. We're gonna go ahead and plant our same arm that's of the leg that's in the front here. Plant that on the side. We're gonna go ahead, inhale to prepare. And we're gonna exhale, reach through. Back to center. Each time we want to try and reach a little bit further. So we inhale to prepare. We're going to exhale, reach through. And two more. Inhale and exhale. And back to center. And last one here. Nice big inhale. And exhale. And returning to center. All right, next thing we're gonna do here, we're gonna take those arms nice and wide. We're gonna bend forward and rotate to this side. So arms straight out in front, bring that chest towards our front leg. And then coming up and opening up towards our back leg, trying to get as straight as we can with both our arms, trying to get those chest even with that front leg. And then back to center. We're gonna do that a few more times here. So coming down forward. And then we're gonna go ahead and open up. You might notice too that maybe this side is easier to rotate. Totally normal. That's why we do this one side at a time. So we're gonna come forward again. Back to center and opening up. And back to center. And we're gonna go ahead and do one more chest forward. Coming up. And then we're gonna open up. And back to center. And I think that is going to be all the time I have for today's abs and core class. So thank you so much for joining me. It always feels good to end with a little bit of that mobility work. Oh, my hair looks crazy. As a reminder, we are not working tomorrow, so we don't have any classes tomorrow. So if you want to take any classes that have happened during the week, check out our YouTube channel for some classes. If you want to take some, sure, take some tomorrow. And then our full schedule resumes next Monday. So next week will be a normal week. But thank you so much. Great job. And I'll see you soon.